Imagine waking up one day with the unsettling realization that the life you've been living isn't truly your own. That every choice you've made, every belief you hold, every dream you chase might not have come from your soul, but from the invisible expectations of others. Think about it. How much of you is really you? And how much is just a mask carefully built by society, upbringing, and fear? Most people never stop to ask that question. They play their roles, follow the script, and call it life. But what if that script was never yours to begin with? Today, we explore one of Carl Jung's most powerful ideas, that life doesn't truly begin until you find yourself. From the moment we're born, we're given names, identities, and rules. We're told what's good, what's normal, and what's too much. Slowly, we learn to hide certain parts of ourselves, the wild, emotional, or creative sides, because they don't fit in. And so we create a mask, what Jung called the persona. It's the version of us that fits into the world. But here's the problem. The more we identify with that mask, the more we forget who we really are beneath it. Behind that persona lies something Jung called the shadow, the part of ourselves we hide, deny, or fear. It's made of suppressed emotions, unspoken desires, and hidden strengths. The shadow doesn't disappear just because we ignore it. It lingers, influencing our choices, shaping our emotions, and projecting itself onto others. Ever disliked someone instantly for no reason? That reaction might not be about them. It might be your shadow staring back at you. Jung's insight was revolutionary. True growth begins when you stop running from your shadow and start understanding it. Because within that darkness lies your greatest power. Most people think they already know who they are. They define themselves by their job, their name, their past. But Jung believed the real self is far deeper. A vast inner world filled with forgotten memories, hidden desires, and untapped potential. He called the journey of uncovering this world individuation, the process of becoming your whole self. But why do so few people take this journey? Because it's uncomfortable. Facing yourself means confronting fears, questioning long-held beliefs, and sitting alone with your thoughts. That's why we distract ourselves with work, social media, or endless noise. Anything to avoid the silence that might reveal the truth. Yet, no matter how far we run, the unconscious always finds a way to speak, through anxiety, dreams, or patterns we keep repeating. Jung said these patterns aren't random. They're messages, clues from the unconscious showing us what needs healing. Take the fear of rejection, for example. It's not just about what others think. It might come from a deeper wound, an old memory of not being seen or loved. When you face that wound instead of hiding from it, it loses power. That's the essence of individuation. To stop pretending and start integrating. To bring every part of yourself, light and dark, into harmony. Jung went even deeper. He believed that within every human being lives a set of universal patterns, ancient psychological blueprints he called archetypes. They live in the collective unconscious, a level of the psyche shared by all humanity. That's why myths and stories across time share the same characters. The hero, the mentor, the villain, the child. These aren't just symbols, they're reflections of forces within us. The hero is your inner drive to grow, to rise above fear. But every hero has a shadow, the part that resists change, clings to comfort, or fears failure. This battle between the hero and the shadow plays out in you every time you try to evolve. But Jung taught, you can't defeat the shadow by rejecting it, only by understanding it, because hidden in your weakness often lies your greatest strength. Then there's the anima and animus, the feminine and masculine energies within us all. The anima represents intuition, emotion, and creativity. The animus represents logic, structure, and strength. When these energies are unbalanced, inner conflict begins. But when they are embraced, you feel complete, grounded, and whole. To find yourself, Jung said, you must accept all of yourself, the light and the dark, the masculine and the feminine, the seen and the unseen. Because wholeness, not perfection, is the true goal. But Jung's final realization is the most profound. He discovered that the self we cling to, the personality, the labels, the memories, is only a fragment of a far greater consciousness. You are not just your thoughts or your history. You are part of a vast field of awareness, an evolving stream of consciousness that carries within it the wisdom of generations. Yet we live trapped inside the ego, the small self that says, "This is who I am, and that's who I'm not." It draws lines, creates limits, and keeps us in fear. The ego isn't evil. It helps us survive. But when we identify only with it, we forget our deeper nature. And that's the greatest illusion of all, believing we are separate, small, and incomplete. When you release that illusion, you awaken to something extraordinary. You were never truly lost. You've only been asleep within your own potential. The self you've been seeking has always been within you, waiting for you to remember. So how do you begin this journey? How do you step beyond illusion and meet your true self? Jung gave us a roadmap. 1. Embrace the unknown. Stop fearing uncertainty. That's where growth happens. 2. Let go of labels. You are not your job, your past, or your mistakes. You are far more than any definition can hold. 3. Listen to the unconscious. Pay attention to your dreams, instincts, and synchronicities. They're messages from your deeper self. 4. Integrate, don't escape. Face your shadow, honor your emotions, and reclaim the parts of you you've buried. Because the journey isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you've always been. So now the question is, will you keep living as a reflection of the world around you? Or will you step into the unknown and meet the infinite being that you truly are? Because life doesn't truly begin until you find yourself. And now, you know the way.